The Korean Zombie just called out Max Holloway right after his win over Dan Ige. These were his exact words. Max, he doesn't have punching power, but I have punching power. I can beat him. Now, right after he called out Max Holloway, you can tell that this was something that the Zombie had clearly planned. As he has been searching for a fight with Max Holloway for a while, as Max obviously was the reigning champion for a long time. Right after he calls out Max Holloway, he smiles, laughs about it, because everyone knows Zombie is not the type of guy to talk trash or call anybody out. But he understands that, at the top of the game, you do kind of have to market yourself and sell the fight. And you can clearly see him enjoying himself and kind of laughing at the fact that he just called out Max Holloway the way he did. Now, for those of you that don't know, Max Holloway actually withdrew from his fight against Yair Rodriguez, which a lot of us were looking forward to. I mean, with all of Yair's kicks and strikes, you know, versus Max's elite striking, I mean, it was just inevitable that Yair versus Max Holloway was going to be an amazing fight. But however, Max pulled out, and the Korean Zombie also mentioned in his interviews that we don't really know what's going to happen in the division. He's waiting for Max and Yair to fight, waiting for Ortega and Volkanovski to get their championship fight over with. So he's kind of waiting on the sidelines, seeing what's going to happen with the division before he officially makes a decision. There were a couple things I personally did not like. Um, Korean Zombie saying during some of his interviews. One of his interviews before the fight, he admitted that he was trying to get a 3-round fight, trying to push for a co-main event spot so that he wouldn't have to fight 5 rounds, which is odd to me because I mean he's kind of letting everyone know that he is more comfortable with a 3-round fight. Maybe somebody like Max Holloway would see that as a weakness, like okay, if I fight the Korean Zombie, I'm going to turn it up in the fourth and fifth rounds because obviously the zombie doesn't like going 4 and 5 rounds because he just admitted it in his interview. Also, in his interview after the fight, um, his coach admits to the world that his shoulder popped out during the fight. And again, I just don't understand why, Zombie and his team would let everyone know what his weaknesses are, that his shoulder is still a potential problem in any of his upcoming fights, that it could possibly pop out. And, maybe his opponents are going to start just kicking his shoulder all the time now and hope that it pops out. So I don't quite understand some of the information that the Korean Zombie and his team is just giving out to the public during these interviews. I think it's a bad idea. You need to keep, anything that's vulnerable kind of on the down low. But then again, I'm not a UFC fighter. The Korean Zombie is a savage. He probably does not give a damn. He's ready to go in there and, kick some butt, whether he has a pop shoulder or not. Now, the fight against Dan Ige, the Korean Zombie basically dominated the majority of the fight. Dan Ige, looked decent in the first round. I believe rounds 2, 3, and 4, the Zombie pretty much dominated those rounds. Seemed like he was on a different level in the grappling. I mean, as well as the striking, but especially the grappling in the fight. Now, in the fifth round, Dan Ige knows he's, down 3 or 4 rounds. He comes out just swinging with everything he's got. And I know I was not the only one thinking this, like, oh, please, God, don't let the zombie get knocked down in the last second again. I mean, that cannot happen, right? I mean, if that happened, like Zombie would be so unlucky, unluckier than Leon Edwards, unluckier than Tony Ferguson. Okay, well maybe not to that extent, but to if he had gotten knocked out in the last second of the fifth round, I mean that would have just been devastating, right? Because his loss to Yair Rodriguez, I mean, you can kind of say it was a fluke, all right? Yair didn't even know he was gonna land that elbow. With 1 second left, Zombie was up on the scorecards. And man, when Dan Ige came out swinging in that fifth round, I was worried. Because especially because I was rooting for Zombie. But Zombie showed grit. He showed the heart of a champion, stayed in there, finished the fifth round. He actually took him down at the end of the round. I think even though he's only on a one fight winning streak, he still makes a pretty good argument that, he deserves the next title shot. Thank you for watching my video, guys. I plan to make a lot more videos soon with every event. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Uh, Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.